Hi everyone, this is Vicky with Vicky's Tiger Tales. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking a little bit about how to use wish lists on box swaps. There are really no, rules. These are going to be more like guidelines, suggestions, tips and tricks. But a lot of hosts, when they do a box swap, will ask for you to post your Elfster in with your preferences in the group chat when we are getting ready for the box swap itself. So this is really just kind of a little bit of a tutorial making up words over here, of what I've seen, and this may be a preference too, what works for you. I will insert a couple of little clips now and again just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about, a visual, so you can kind of see. So when you get invited or agree to go ahead and do a box swap, most of the time the hosts themselves will do a group chat on Instagram and then do a preference sheet and ask you to post your Elfster. Not everyone has one. That's okay. You don't have to. There are some hosts that actually require you to. I'm not sure that I agree with that, but nonetheless, because there's sometimes they'll ask to do add to wish list items. So first thing that I wanted to go over is really just organizing your Elfster or wish list or whatever you're using. So first off, there's a couple of ways that you can do that. Some people like to do it by category, so they can do a wish list. They'll create a wish list, title it Gym Shore, and put all the gym shores that they're interested in, getting into that category. Same with Loungefly, same with jewelry, same with all kinds of different things. So pins, Funkos, you can go it that way. Or you can create a wish list for each particular swap that you are invited to. You can do that. I've got several. So I have, and you'll see them because I'll go ahead and insert a clip about this too. You kind of see how I've got mine set up. You can do a combination of both. My suggestion, if you're going to do one that is specifically for the swap itself, is to make sure that you go through it and through all the other ones as well, so you don't have any duplicates. I have found that I have a Villains Day, and then I might have a Halloween one later. I go through both of them to make sure that there's no duplicates on either. So you end up having, more than one thing, or one person buying you the same item. So you can separate them into categories by either the item itself or the swap itself, either way. I do a combo of both, and I am diligent to try to make sure that there are no duplicates. However, I have failed myself a couple of times. So, and then once you go through and you delete anything that is duplicate, you also, and after a box swap, want to delete anything that you received. So you can specifically go to the category if you have them separated by, Gym Shore or Loungefly, and just delete the one that you have. Another tip that I have seen, and I think is a very good practice, is especially if you are like myself, I have 2 Harry Potter swaps closer to the end of the year, but I made 1 Harry Potter wish list. So whoever's shopping for me for those particular swaps, there's 2 of them, they're going to really want to make sure that they marked as purchased. Now, I will put a little clip in here on what I'm talking about here. Marked as purchased shows the other person who might be shopping to you on that same wish list that this item has already been purchased. So, so the receiver doesn't receive more than 1 item. So, highly, highly, highly recommend that once you go ahead and purchase something, because you don't want to have, buy a gym shore for somebody and then have them get it before your box gets to them. So that is something that is, I would always check someone's wish list. Another tip that I have seen, and I think that is a really good idea, is some of the swaps that are out there are secret swaps, so you don't know who your gifter is. And I've seen a lot of the hosts, and I'm really glad they do this, say make sure to or go and like or subscribe to everyone's wish list in the group. That way you have no idea who's, like, because it does actually show you so and so is following your wish list. So you'll end up getting a whole bunch of emails from everyone in the group, but at least you don't know who's going to be gifting you. So another tip I think is really important is to make sure that you subscribe to everyone's wish list, because then it keeps the mystery. So another tip is and there's a lot of different things that you can do on this specific site when you are using it, but I'm specifically just talking about wish lists in the swaps that you enter into. Another good practice, I think, is going through all of your wish lists periodically, not just after a box swap, but periodically, because you might put something on your wish list that you put on there 3 months ago, and it no longer is on the site that it was. It's sold out on the site, or it has either sold out on the site, or it's no longer available on Amazon or wherever it was for. So periodically go through each one of your categories or box swaps and make sure that the item is still available. A quick little way to see whether or not it is available without having to actually go into the item itself is if there's still a price next to it, it's still available. So you'll still see it. That's mostly on anything that has to do with Amazon. You'll see that. Like if you have, let's just say the Jasmine Haute Couture, and it says that it's $56. Next to it, it's still available. You're going to see that you can press on that box and still order it. So that's one of the things that is an easy way to be able to see whether or not they're still available. Now, some things that you might have that you have wished from Shop Disney, or let's say Hot Topic, or and by the way, not sponsored by anyone that I'm talking about. It's just kind of a different website. If your wish comes from one of those places, or even a small shop, you want to make sure every once in a while that you check on those to see if they're still available, because they, as I said, might be sold out, or if it is from a small shop, the small shop may have closed its shop. So just keep an eye on those things, because they do happen. Let's see here. The next thing that I wanted to kind of go over with you also, and I'm doing this from memory because I lost my cards. I had some note cards written out, so let's see if I can remember. Go through your wish list every once in a while, and you can there's two more things I wanted to go over. One is you can put one of the items, there's a little lever and that you can push that's most wanted, and it'll go to the top of your list. So if there is, let's just say I wanted the I don't know, there's a D23 ticker pin and it's on my pin list, and I really want that one. You can push over the slider on when you're adding that item to your wish list for most wanted, and then save it, and you'll be able to have that go to the top of your list. And sometimes it'll also be the picture that actually is the first one that shows, so if you click on the category, you'll be able to see that. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that You can also, oh gosh, you can also share a specific, not just all of your wish list, but if you have them, like for the, let's just use the Harry Potter for instance, if you wanted to share that, just that wish list with the group that you're in the box swap with, there is a share button in that wish list. You don't have to share every single one of them. So know that you can do that and share that wish list specifically for the swap that you're going to be in. Gosh, I'm like thinking, did I forget anything? There's a lot that you can actually do. You want to make sure that you title your wish lists if you make multiple ones so people can see them. Also, if you're in one, you can actually, there's an arrow at the upper left hand corner that you can go back to once you're into someone's wish lists and go back and see all of theirs. So you can actually be in someone, say you're in my Harry Potter one and you want to see, well, what else does she have? Let's go check and see what Jim Shore she wants. You can go, there's an arrow in the upper left hand corner, it's very small, that you can go back to and look to see what other wish lists I do have if I only shared my Harry Potter one. So if I've only shared that one, don't think that that's going to be the only thing that you can see. You can see other things as well. Gosh, what am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something, but there's just so much on that particular wish list that you can do. I just wanted to kind of really specific and like make it specific to just the box swaps. So it can be a good tool to use and be very helpful. It does display your birth date, and it can also display your address. If you don't wish to put that, make sure you don't put that in your settings. You can share that with your host and they can give that to your gifter. So they have it, it's not publicly displayed. Just a couple of tips and tricks. You can also star this person's wish list if you wish. If you want to keep them in order of the box swaps that you have for the year and the people that you have to buy for, you can star them. I don't know if they star in the order that you click the little star that's next to their name, so it goes down. I haven't tried that. I'm gonna have to do that. Let you guys know. But I wanted to kind of give some of the people that are joining box swaps for the first time, or maybe not as familiar of using a wish list than some others, a little thing to kind of look at and get some tips and tricks for. So I will insert those clips as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to do them all at the end or not, but you'll see them either when I'm talking about them or at the end of this video. So stay tuned. Ta-ta for now. Here's just a little clip of my wish list and how I categorize everything. So we've got Star Wars, we've got an Eat, Drink, and Be Merry wish list. So these are for specific swaps, but then like right here, you see pops. So those are all the Funko Pops that I'm interested in. Couple of different box swaps that are there, but then you've got like pin swaps, or there's the Jim Shore swaps, or a lounge slice. If there is one of those things that are supposed to be included, then you can go specifically to there. So this is inside one of the categories, or one of the box swaps that I have later on this year. It goes by category. This is all the things that are in the wish list. Where you can share it is right here, upper right hand corner. You can see my cursor going in the circles. It's to share wish list, and then you can actually copy and create a link. Using that same wish list, if you ever wanted to delete or edit anything, you can, up here, the three little dots on each item, you can actually edit it. See, I want to move this to somewhere else. There's all the wish lists that I have on here. So that's one thing that you can do. Now this is my own, so you can't see anything that says mark purchase, but down here it would say marked purchase if you're shopping for somebody else. Let's actually, because you can go to your friend's wish list and do that. So let me get out of this. And this is the arrow that I was talking about before. If you wanted to get into a wish list, there's the arrow, and you can see everything that I've got going on. Okay, let's see if I can get to, I may not be able to do it on here. Yeah, I can. Let's see, my friends. So let's go to, let's go to Susan's. If I was going to buy for her these ears, you can mark as purchased right here. You want to make sure that you mark it. I'm not going to do it, but you make sure that you mark it so no one else goes in here and buys those ears if you're going to be doing it for her.